Shalom, brothers and sisters. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you from Yahuwah, our Father, and Yahusha. He is the Mashayah, the one that carries the burden of Yah, his voice, our high priest, soon coming King. Hear, O Yeshua, Yahuwah, who is our mighty one. He is one. There is no other mighty one, brothers and sisters, than Yahuwah. And Yahusha is his voice. This is Brother Daoud coming to you again with a report. Hedash. I see her. She has become visible. The renewed moon was spotted and confirmed the evening of June 19th, which will make our Shabat on Tuesday. Praise, glory, wisdom, and thanks be unto He who is seated upon the throne and unto the Lamb. We have one sighting on this channel this month, Brother Dash. He's in California. He spotted it at 8:37. We saw nothing on our side. Well, we've been going through our rainy season here, but it's obvious in California it was bright, sunny, and beautiful. Now there's some other sightings that came on the 18th. Let me show you those. Renewed moon report, and this is the global observation, confirmed Sunday evening, June 18, 2023. Where? Phoenix, Arizona, USA. 2 people. Mount Wilson, California. Norm Vargas and Angwin, California. 1 person via a secondary website. They saw it in the evening. They're on the west coast of the United States. We're on the east coast of the United States. There's a time difference, isn't there? We didn't see it here, but they saw it over there. Before I show you what they saw, I want you to look at what I have in the circle, well, whatever you call it. The first report for the 4th new moon of the year. They said that we are in the 4th new moon of the year. How did they get into the 4th new moon? They're making adjustments to the calendar. This is a religious 4th new moon. It's not what's happening in the sky. This is dealing with their religious practices. The Jews, the Gentiles, and we have to include some of our brothers. Now keep this in mind. We're going to come back to this later. Here's the sighting. Truth of Yahweh, new moon report. See, they have the arrow there in blue. So thin you can't even barely see it with the naked eye. It would only be out there for a couple of seconds, then it'll disappear because it's riding so low in the sky. What did we learn from the last time that this happened? That we actually located on the map the place where the moon begins its process of separation from the sun, moving towards the east. hang on every single word I just said. Yarimiyahu, listen carefully. I'm going to test you on all of these things. So we discovered from the last time that this happened that this is the separation point. Yeah. There's a time difference in the United States. Did you know that? There's a time difference all over the world. From the time that we spot the new moon and the time that it shows up on the other side of the world, there's a 12-hour difference. This is the beginning of the 12 hours for the Eastern nations. This is going eastward. Do you understand? Where does the sun rise? In the east. Where does it set? In the west. Where's the sun setting? Here. In the west of the United States. It would rise and shine in the eastern nations once it goes down here. How many hours difference from the sun rising and setting around the world? 12 hours. Note, from the time that they see it, let's go to the promised land. That is the center of all things. It is the place where Yah keeps his eye. It is his land. The land that he has promised to his people. And we are responsible to teach the world everything. Let us begin to teach the world. This is the beginning of the process for the moon becoming visible to the eastern nations. Yes. From the promised land, how many hours does it take before the moon would become visible in the east coast of the United States? If you said approximately 8 hours, you are correct. So once it hits us in Florida, it's 8 hours later. Then it moves to California, Arizona, the west coast of the United States. How many hours did it take for it to traverse across the country and show up in the western sky? Approximately 3 to 4 hours. So wherever you are around the world, there's a 12-hour difference for the lunar event and for the solar event. You'll still be in the same day, just a 12-hour difference around the world. But the staging point, the place where we are to have our focus, is in the promised land. Once it shows up there, it heralds in your new moon's day. Now, how do we prove this? It is just so simple. We have all the tools to prove all of these things. Learn them. We're not here so that you can say Brother Daoud and Brother Kuya are the ones who are going to give us time. Everyone is responsible for his own household. Hanuk says, in 14 days, the light will become full. That is our number one tool in the toolkit to use. All right. Look at June 18th. New moon, 0%. And it was 0% for us. But once it got to the West Coast, it started the process of separation, moving towards the Eastern nations. We did not see it to June 19th. Waxing crescent, 2%. When did that come out? In the evening. So New Moon's Day would be June 20th. When will the day be over? In the evening of June 20th. How does a day work? From evening to evening. So from June 19th in the evening to June 20th in the evening is day one, your renewed moon's day. Okay, so come down to the calendar on the bottom. Let's do our count. You see 20, which is new moon's day. We're going to start our count from there. 20 is 1. 21, 22, 23, 24. That's 5. Then we have on the bottom 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's 6. 6 plus 5 is 11 days. We move to the next month, July. We had 11 days from June. So we're going to start our count from the first. That would be 12. And the second would be 13. When is the 14th day? It begins the 13th day in the evening. How does a day work? From evening to evening. So from the evening of the second, which is the 13th day, to the evening of the third is day number 14. Do you understand? Look up top. July 3rd. Illumination 100%. Are we on point or what? Of course. Use this tool. You have to know how to count. In Passover, it tells you that Passover begins the 14th day in the evening, which is the 15th day. Most people don't understand that because the lunar count starts from evening to evening, not sunrise to sunset. When you learned how to count from evening to evening, this thing is going to become easy for you. So Hanuk is 100% correct. Every month, we can prove when the Shabat is going to be by counting 14 days to the full moon. Brother Kuya's calendar. Thank you, Brother Kuya. Without this calendar, I wouldn't be able to show our people profound things like this. What month does this calendar say? The 6th month. Brother Daoud, you just showed us the global observation. The world says that we are in the 4th lunar month. You're saying we're in the 6th lunar month? Yes. What you're actually looking at is a calendar that has not made an adjustment to a 13th month, 14th month, 15th month. What you're looking at is time in its purest form, exactly as it shows up in the heavens, with no manipulation from men. So we can see everyone who is following the Gentiles, whether you are aware of it or not. Let me ask you a question. If you make an adjustment to the calendar, did you change anything in the sky? You changed it on paper, but did you change the lunar, the solar bodies, or the movement of the stars by making your adjustment on paper? Can I answer that for you? No. We are on Yah's appointments. Muad Yam. His appointed time. He's given us appointments for the Shabat, the feast days, and the new moons. If you made an adjustment to the calendar, will you meet his appointment? Let me answer that for you. No. Whose appointment will you meet? The Gentiles. Who do they serve? God Rael, the one who deceived Eve, the one who showed men the blows of death. They are deceivers. They are liars. And we're finding every day how deep their lies are. This one is monumental. Do you know why? You cannot return to Yahuwah unless you have returned to his time. Where would his time be, Brother Dawood? In the sky. It's called the path of years. The thing that all of us forgot because we're so busy following the Gentiles. Not on this channel. Isn't it evident that we're not following them? We're in the 6th month. They're in the 4th month. They keep moving the moon back to bring it to the equinox. We touch nothing. We manipulate nothing. We just follow the path of years. The path of years was revealed in 2019. Yah, he stretched forth his hands. He said, my people, return to me, and I'll return to you, and I will cleanse you, and I will gather you and bring you back into the promised land. But most of our people are slapping away the hand of Yah and gravitating towards the hand of the Gentiles. Is there a prophecy about that? Yes. Tells you in Yahubal's Jubilees that they will go wrong as to the months, the Shabbats, the feasts, the new moons, the Jubilees. Why? Because they're making adjustments. They don't like the way that the moon moves away from the sun in the amount of 10 days. They say we have to bring it back because we have to bring it to a season. The word is not season. The word is muad yam, it's appointed time. The Father has an appointment. It's not going to be on Gentilian time. It's going to be on Yah's time. Here. I've asked this question for all of these years. I think this question must be a game changer because everyone runs from it. Is there anything in this book that tells you to add an additional month to the calendar because the barley harvest is not ripe, or that the moon moved away from the sun in the amount of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, 200 days? Is there anything? Obviously, there isn't. So they're coming from a Gentile thought process, believing that you have to bring it back to the equinox, Meton. Then the Jews adopted Meton for their religious practices, and the Jews gave it to us. Our brothers picked it up, and they're using Meton also. Is not this book flawless? Is it not perfect? Its prophecies are so clear. And even when you present it to our brothers, they're so arrogant, so heady. They won't check it out. They will just try to explain it away. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. You cannot explain this away. Let me tell you why. The sun and the moon is in the sky for the whole world to see. All you have to do is follow it like we. This is how we know that it's the 6th month, while they're telling you it's the 4th month. How many months in a year? According to time, 12. 12 solar months, 12 lunar months. The moon is shorter than the solar month. The moon has 354 days and the sun has 364 days. Every year the moon is going to move back 10 days. The moon will traverse around the clock, and in 32 and a half to 33 years is going to return to its original starting point, which heralds in the path of years, which was revealed in 2019. Take his hand before it's too late. No one, none of you, will make it into the kingdom unless you hold to his Shabbats, his new moons, and his feast days. Okay. Look at the calendar. Identify day number 18. See it there? In green? Yeah. It was 29 days, and it was the 4th Shabat. That was on Sunday. We were looking for the moon. It was not visible yet, but they saw it on the the west coast, as the sun dipped below the horizon. We came out on the 19th, and bingo, there it was. Brother Dash caught it in the sky. Everyone else was in clouds. Which means that New Moon's Day is on the 20th. How does a day work? From the evening of the 19th to the evening of the 20th is a complete day, 24 hours. So New Moon's Day was on the 20th. Got it. So once you start counting from here, in 14 days, your light would become full, right? Okay. So let's see. If you look in the corner by 20 in green, you see 1. In gray, that's the lunar month. Find 14 in gray. Good. What day does it have on Pope Gregory's calendar? Look at it. Day number 3. Did I not just show you on Moon Giant that the light was full? When did it come out? In the evening of the 2nd, which was the 13th lunar day, from evening to evening, the light was full. 14 days. Then we come to our second Shabat and full moon. The moon is still full. It'll be losing some of its light. It'll be 99% on this day. It begins to wane, just like the book says that it's supposed to be. So everything is perfect until men come and change things. In the sky? No. On paper. I want you to come down and identify day number 19 in red, because we're in the 6th month now. Next month is the most important month of them all. Have you got it? 19? New Moon Day and the Feast of Trumpets. We're going to be out there blowing the trumpets on a renewed moon. And from this day, we're going to count to 10 days. Yeah. You're going to come to 28 on Pope Gregory's calendar. Day number 10 on the lunar calendar in the sky. Listen to me. If you're not a participant of the Day of Atonement, your sins will not be wiped away. I'm guaranteeing you right now, without a shadow of a doubt, if you're following the Jews, the Gentiles, the Israelite brothers, or anyone who has made an adjustment to the calendar, who's not on the exact same time as us, you're going to miss the Day of Atonement, and your sins will not be wiped away. Here's the question. The priest is going to make an atonement for you in the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month. Is he going to adjust his calendar to Gentilian time? Or is he going to follow the path of years, the same as we are? Remember, the path of years is in the sky. The whole world can see it. We have not manipulated anything. We have not added any months. We're counting the days exactly as our ancestors did, but the others are not. Is the Mashayah going to change the day so that he can line up with them? The answer is no. You have to learn to follow instructions. And if you don't know how to follow instructions, teach yourself how to follow instructions. Learn these things. That's why we're putting so much emphasis on it. This may well be your last day of atonement. Join with us. Will you lose your salvation by joining with us? We've not made any adjustment. We've followed Yah and all his ways to the letter. We are on the path of years, the things that everyone has forgotten. Will you go to the lake of fire, or will you be ashamed by following us? Well, will you be ashamed by following them? If the Father told you in the 7th month, and they're going to bring you in on the 9th month for your feast, you've made an adjustment to his days. You cannot add to or take away from this book of the law. He will take away your name from this book of life. Why not be safe than sorry? If he didn't tell you to adjust the calendar, then why are you doing it? Because you're following the feast of the Gentiles. Thank you, Brother Dash. We've learned so much because you're in California. Because we can see things that we normally would not. But because we have people all over the country, we can see. Did you know that Brother Dash has been with us from the beginning? Trailblazers. He was here when all of the wars were happening on this channel. The wars happened because we had the comment board open, and people came from everywhere to fight against the Path of Years, not against me. You're not fighting against Brother Dawood. You're fighting against Yahuwah. And every single person we ask the question to, where is it said to add an additional month to the calendar if the barley harvest is not ripe, or if the moon is moved away from the sun? And still, after all these years, Brother Dash, not one person has replied. There's my email address. If you know something we don't know, tell us. Shalom.